What is up, guys? Welcome back. We have a good one this time around. We've been talking about baseball and how it's back, but we got Ricky back. We got the talented Mr. Taco back. And a lot of the things that have been going on in baseball this week, obviously, some of the big players we drafted. So we're really going to focus on who's been hot, who's been cold, how the week has started off. So really, I'm going to I think we should start off with Taco since he wants to talk about a lot of those players that first round have been doing well and essentially not necessarily just doing well, but also not been up to par.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's been a rough week for the first round. I feel like a lot of these top guys have come in and just really haven't put up these breathtaking numbers that they normally put up in the season.
Forget about earth-taking; they haven't put up numbers.
Yeah, it's like so bad. Like the first player I want to talk about is the projected number one. When we drafted because of everything, Acuna or Yelich.
Yeah.
You can take either one. Acuna is 4 for 24 with 4 runs, and that's it.
Ouch!
He's hitting 167, right? Christian Yelich, he went 1 for 27 with 1 run, 3 RBIs, 1 home run. He's hitting .37.
And this is what we were. And these were the ones that we were talking about, really hot start guys and guys you can't miss.
Shore, number 3.
Shore,
right.
I mean, no one did wrong by picking them. There's nothing wrong. My brother's teams has them. They're doing well in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But
you could definitely win in spite of it.
They don't even have Yelich yet.
Right. And the thing I think about that's important about what Taco and you are saying, Ricky, those guys went top, right? And we were talking about a short season, so these guys had to get going fast. We were so focused on some of these guys, 162, and how great they've been in 162. We haven't seen them in 60.
Well, we talked about how hitting was going to be the issue this season.
Yes.
As everything getting ready, that it was going to take longer for hitting to get going than pitching.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're seeing the effects now, not for everyone, but you are seeing the effects. Everyone get going, like you said. I mean, those are big time players. Those are not
just top 5 guys, right?
Just to touch on this as well. Cody Bellinger is 5 for 26 with 3 runs, no home runs, 2 RBIs, no stolen bases, hitting 192. Mookie Betts is 6 for 30, 3 runs, 3 RBIs, 1 stolen base, 200 average, no home runs.
Mookie got paid. They gave him the contract before.
Yep.
We kept talking about the contract. They gave it to him before.
We talked about this. Talked about this, guys, right? We said, the contract, with it being a contract year, we didn't expect that. They announced that real fast. They did. So it was like about a couple of days right after we had that conversation about it, they gave him the contract.
Mm-hmm. And it's like the opposite. When people get a big contract, then they start pressing.
You're right. Up
to the contract.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened with Mookie again.
No. It's too early.
But
it's still like 5 games.
That's the opposite now of what I liked before that he was playing for that contract.
Absolutely. I agree with you guys on that.
And just to touch on one other player that we've been talking about a lot about, Mike Trout. Mike Trout had all the worries and the concerns because his wife is due for a baby. We don't know exactly how that's going to break down, how long he's going to be away from the team, and what's going to go on there. But so far, of all the big hitters, he's probably started off the best, and he's not even playing that great. But he has 3 runs. He's 7 for 24 with 3 runs, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 292 average, no stolen bases, which you're expecting some from him. But so far, he's been pretty good considering that. He's
not Mike Trout, but he's Mike Trout.
Yeah,
right.
He's not giving you the big numbers you're hoping for, but he's giving you really good numbers,
consistent numbers,
and he's
better than all the other guys.
He's never going to do bad for you. He's never going to
right
3 for 30.
And didn't he fall far in some of those drafts? He did fall in those drafts because of everything.
He fell past all the guys that we just mentioned that are.
He went to number 5, right, or 4?
Number 5, number 6.
I know Garrett Cole went ahead of him, and so I think that he went.
And all of what you mentioned was all hitters, Taco. What about pitchers? I mean, you just mentioned Cole. I know he didn't necessarily have the greatest outing this last one, but he did get a win. But what about pitchers this week? What are some of the guys you guys want to touch on?
Garrett Cole has performed. I mean, so far he's pitched in 11 innings, 11.2 innings to be exact. He has 2 wins, 12 Ks. a .69 WHIP, and a 3.09 ERA. So he's definitely been serviceable. Thing about it is a lot of starters have only gone once. Some are starting to go twice.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of hard to tell right now with some of the starting pitchers what's going on. I mean, we've seen Sonny Gray, Woodruff, and Bieber.
Yeah, Sonny Gray had a really good start.
Yeah. Sonny Gray's had really good starts. So far, Sonny Gray has 12 innings pitched, 20 Ks, 2 wins, .71 ERA, and a .55 WHIP. So this guy's on fire.
Hey Ricky, do you give MVPs this season, or do you give Cy Youngs this season and everything? What do you I mean, I know that they're most likely going to, but do you?
Oh yeah, so the players for MVP.
Yeah. You give
real
those
life,
out
with not fantasy. You're talking about real life.
Real life. Do you give those out? Do you give those out this year with 60 games?
Yeah.
You do?
It's a season, yeah.
All right. I'm just curious.
It's the 60 games that leads to playoffs, that leads to a World Series, that leads to a chip.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming,
I mean, they're all playing 60.
Yeah. It's just such an interesting scenario, guys.
It's crazy, especially with all the playoff teams. It could be the worst team going in just by pure luck.
Right.
Next thing you know, they go on the street. They say, "Hey, we're here."
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking the other day, me and Taco were about the Giants, and it's just funny because they don't have necessarily the best lineup or anything, and they squeezed out a couple of wins, and they're 3-3, and a team like that, you just never know, like you're saying, Ricky, you just never know.
In real life, that right now, this season, you never know what's
right.
And going with the you never know theme. Some of the top guys that are performing this year are some guys that you may never know of or never heard of before. Because it's interesting. Right now, the number one guy is Nelson Cruz, who's gone off. He has
gone off.
So just go back to the pitching thing for a minute. Because the top three pitchers at least were going to be Cole, DeGrom, Scherzer.
Yeah, DeGrom had another. He had a good couple.
He had a really first good game.
Mm-hmm. Second game was dicey.
For DeGrom especially. Scherzer, same thing.
DeGrom was bringing heat though.
But even Scherzer.
But they're not even fully built up yet either. They're not able to go 100 pitches. So it's really hard for me to say exactly what. Like DeGrom could be just still getting some of those kinks out.
Yeah.
Which is
the thing about. Who looks good? Scherzer, even though he didn't play great in the Yankees.
He blew up yesterday.
He's getting 7 innings. Last game wasn't so much. But I forget. I don't know if it rained. I'm not sure.
Sure.
But he still got 11 Ks, 10 Ks. Like
that's
Scherzer looks ready to go. Like Scherzer was ready to go from jump.
I mean, there's a couple of other guys that are like that. You got Shane Bieber, who's really gone off in his first start. He had 6 innings.
I think today he got 13 Ks or something.
He had 14. He had 14 Ks in his first start, and he might have 13 in this next one.
And this start, right?
So he has 27 Ks already.
How high up did he go?
Bieber was one of the top 10 pitchers for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that you probably would take a more established name than him. Most people would. Right. But he literally last year put up incredible stats. So he's a guy that I don't think will be slept on anymore. You have to think of him as a Cy Young type guy.
Yep. What about Paddock? I know we talked about Paddock, and he had a good first outing. The second one, I don't think went that well. But it didn't go bad.
He went first game. He went 6 innings, no ERA, whip .83, 4 Ks. Today he went 5 innings, 2 ERA. 6 Ks, 1.64 ERA, 1.0 WHIP. I mean, he pitched well today.
Yeah, he's pitched well. He's been good. He's been good.
Yeah, like I said,
you want maybe another inning more, 7. I mean, but right now you'll take 6 in the beginning. That's fine.
Definitely.
They're being safe with him. He's still coming up. He was on an innings limit last year. They shut him down last year at the end of the season. But like I said, that kid, future stud. Like not future stud, he is a stud now. He's stud. It's stud.
And now I'm touching on him because I know we mentioned him a lot, and we picked him up on a couple of drafts. So it's just really touching on some of those guys.
It breaks my heart that Ricky picked him like right before I had to start taking him.
I know.
Like literally, he was my next pick, and then Ricky got him. So,
that's a little because I wanted. We'll go back to hitting, who's been doing good too. Is one of the guys Steve picked, and I remember when we were drafting Steve, I wrote in the thing. I forgot who's in front of me. And Steve goes, why? And then I wasn't going to say anything anymore. But because I was looking, I was like, oh, snap, Freeman's going to fall.
Yo,
now Freeman was going to fall. So I was like, oh, my God, Freeman's going to fall to the mark. Because Freeman's there, I'm not picking Soto. I'm picking Freeman. And then I'm picking Scherzer.
That was the second. You already had Soto.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Second pick, yes. So second pick, I wasn't going to pick
I think you took Meadows.
Yeah, I was going to pick Meadows. I was going to go Freeman. And my whole head, I couldn't believe it because I was like, wow, Freeman fell this far. And then I see Steve pick Freeman. I'm like, oh, he loves Freeman. And so I wouldn't even got hyped if I remembered that Steve was in front of me.
And so let me go the spectrum on that story.
Steve, I was like, oh, yeah, I would have known that.
You guys were battling throughout that whole draft. Just you picking his guy.
He was number. I was 12. He was 11.
Yeah, but here's the crazy thing about that. At 11, when I was sitting there with Freeman there, I was like, damn, I don't want to take Freddie. He's sick with the COVID. I want Hiria. I want Paddock. I want Hiria. I want Pat. I should just take Paddock now. Ricky's probably gonna take Paddock on me. But fuck it. Freeman's this low. I can't pass on Freeman right here. I took Freeman and I regretted it. I regretted it. And then he took Paddock and I was like, damn. But the thing is, I got Hiria with the 5th pick. And then I was like, I felt ecstatic because I thought I was going to lose.
Paddock was going to go regardless, no matter what batter I picked.
I had Darvish instead, which kind of
I was choosing Paddock on the way back. That I knew already.
So he got one and I got one in that same round.
I didn't think Steve was going to pick Paddock at that moment. I knew he was going to go back.
Yeah.
Because so I was like, I'm not letting him come back because Paddock won't come back.
Yeah.
So I was going to pick Paddock now, and then that's it.
If you had the choice of Paddock or Freeman, you're taking Freeman first.
I'm taking Freeman first.
It's like you want them both, but at that point, it's just like
Freeman fell too. To me, he fell too much.
Yep.
When I saw him in my sights, I couldn't believe he was in my sights.
Yep.
Because I was really good.
And one player that we touched on,
but he was fine already.
And one player that we touched on from the season that's been really good also has been Jose Ramirez. I know me and Nick had gotten into that debate about him, and we weren't sure what we were going to get, but this kid started off on fire. He's 10 for 23, five runs, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 435 average. The other game he had 2 home runs. He just blew up. I went back on MLB app and I watched both of his home runs. Just sat there and went back full at bat. I was like, beautiful. But yeah, he's been great. Colin Moran, who post-hype sleeper with Pittsburgh, he's really been blowing up. He's owned in about 32% of leagues. So he's someone that's actually really starting to go off really good.
What about Roberts from the White Sox? I know that I watched his first game. How's Roberts been doing?
Roberts has been, for a rookie that's making his debut, that's never seen major league pitching, you would be shocked when you look at his the way he approaches the game and just even his overall stats and everything like that. I'm pulling it up right now, but
I mean, I did see that he was fielding, almost stealing a home run, and the whole glove and everything went past.
That was the preseason.
That was hilarious. Yeah, but I mean,
that was great.
Explosive. Definitely brings a lot. You can tell he's definitely going to be a stud. He's a star for sure.
Yeah.
He's hitting 8 for 23 with 2 runs, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and is hitting 348 average. So definitely a guy that I was super hyped on. One last guy, I guess, because I was hyped on him, and it makes sense to touch on him. Keston Hiura. Everyone knows I man crush on him.
I didn't think he was going to miss him, but.
And then he went Keston Hiura from the Brewers, the second baseman.
I thought you were messing with him, Ricky.
Oh,
he went 6 for 23 with 3 runs, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 1 stolen base. He's hitting 261 at second base, which is a very light hitting position. So he's been someone.
You're getting a lot of players like that, 262.
Yeah, 260s.
But as long as they're giving you like 5-6 runs, because that's what you need, 5 RBI.
But this is 6 games in. Things are going to change real quick. Once a guy has a 3-hit game, you're going to be like, well, Freddie Freeman was hitting like 180. Then he had a 3-hit game. And now he's hitting 4-hit game. He's 360.
The guy from the Oakland who's hitting for high average. What's his name? Ramon.
Who?
Laureano. He's been beasting.
He's 350. He has like 6 RBIs or 6 runs.
There's some guys
What Yankee just hit the grand slam? What was the Yankee that just hit the grand slam?
Luke Voit.
Guy that doesn't he have 2 home runs? Yeah, I think he has 2 home runs. He's got to have at least eight RBIs, maybe.
He has at least 5. I know that. Let me pull up Voit.
Yeah.
One guy that's been disappointing to me has been Gio Urshela. He's really started off super slow with the bat, and I actually just dropped him in my league.
You know who else?
For Corey Seager. Not Corey Seager.
Blackman?
Blackman, who I told Steve was going to be a damn disappointment. I should have gone with my gut. He's been disappointing.
Jeez,
really?
Dang.
Yeah, he's been disappointing.
I mean,
Justin Upton has been disappointing too.
I mean, as drafting him as a 4th outfielder, I really can't say that he has 2 home runs.
Yeah, just not. You're not.
His average is trash. He's hitting 130. His average is bad.
I'm expecting home runs. He hasn't made a home run yet. He hasn't.
Gotcha.
I mean, come on. He's played 5 games.
Come on.
Like in a normal season, it's like.
But the thing is that as Ricky, I mean, everybody's played 5-6 games. So we're talking about some of the guys that have been hot, and he's just really going based off of that stat.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean,
so he hasn't been good.
Luke Voit.
Yeah.
Luke Voit was 1 for 10 today, or going into today with 1 home run, 1 RBI, 1 run. And today he hit a grand slam. So Luke Voigt's actually been struggling a little bit too. So
yeah,
it can turn around. Like so, my team when I drafted, how do I say it? I went very offensive outfielders heavy. It was like so many offensive outfielder players. So I thought my advantage was going to be the bat. 2 of my players ended up getting COVID. Juan Soto, which was a surprise. Austin Meadows, I had an idea, but said it would be only few, and he's coming back hopefully this week. Juan Soto was a big shock.
Well, we knew he had it, but he tested.
It was a shock that he was getting.
It was a shock. When I saw it, I was shocked. I got to be honest with you.
I thought he had been approved, but we knew he had it.
How?
Yeah, but it was
he missed preseason.
Way before, though. Way before.
He missed all of camp. It's not like he didn't miss all of camp.
Right, but he was clear.
He came back, and then that was the problem with it.
That's what I'm saying to you. It was shocking that
he's had some frustrations with the tests.
And especially that 24 hours later.
Oh, he has had some frustrations with the test.
But that's a whole different story. But anyway, so my hitting started off horribly. Pitching is on point. And finally, now the hitting starting around. The biggest thing is the guy from Boston, Carlos Vasquez.
The catcher?
He's been on fire. For 6 games,
yeah.
He did already more than what I thought he was going to do all season. I mean, he's been on fire.
Yeah.
And I got him I don't know what round I got him.
But
yeah, those have been the surprising guys, I think, and it's nice to hear, with you guys kind of really breaking it down stat-wise as to how some of those guys have been doing for you guys. Those late-round guys that we really kind of we touched on all those guys, but it's nice to hear how they're performing so far a week into it. It's been an exciting week of baseball.
Yeah, it really has. And one player that I want to bring up before we head out here that Ricky really loved that fell to me was Yordan Alvarez. And the reason why he fell for Ricky was because he thinks he's a prodigious hitter, probably on a Soto level, but he had the COVID and he wasn't going to be ready. Well, he's getting ready for live batting practice, and I think he might report around the same time that he got Meadows. I got Yordany Alvarez in the 7th round.
No, I chose Charlie Blackmon.
In the 7th round? Not that late.
No. Instead of choosing Alvarez, I chose Charlie Blackmon.
But check this out. You took Blackmon in the 6th round, right?
Right. So that's when Alvarez was available.
With pick 61, right? I took him with pick 83. So 22 picks after you took Blackmon, I took Yordany Alvarez. And I think that Yordany will be a guy that's going to come back for me and give me that extra bat that pushes me over the top.
I think he's gonna be great.
Being a dominant.
I just couldn't risk having another player that was gonna have COVID.
Yeah. And any other guys that have been big guys that have been injured? I know we mentioned Soto. That any other guys that you guys so far this week have been kind of caught off guard that are injured and not playing or have had COVID so far that you guys could kind of call out, or not anybody specifically that you guys have seen? Maybe just even any guy on your team. No,
I wouldn't say that. But one thing that did happen this week is that the Blue Jays called up their top prospect, Nate Pearson,
Yeah.
and Nate Pearson made his first start on yesterday versus the Washington Nationals. Okay,
Weren't you talking about Pearson? Weren't you saying that
Pearson was he was going to be called up for this game. He's the number 8 prospect in the major leagues. This kid has a great fastball. And the thing about it is he went 5 innings and he didn't give up any runs. He had 5 Ks, like a 0.4 or 0.8 whip. So he did a fantastic job in his first start. He's a guy that's owned in about 50% of leagues that I would definitely be looking at going forward at getting. Another guy that's been really hot that's not owned in many leagues is Dansby Swanson. He started off on fire. He's hitting 9 for 23. 5 runs, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 1 stolen base, hitting 391.
Was he on your waiver wire, or did anybody actually draft him?
He's 67% owned, so he is on the team.
He's pretty much he's on.
Yep. 67% means that 2/3 of leagues he's drafted, and 1/3 of leagues he's still available. So that's the guy that you want to look at. Make sure he's not there. Jacoby Jones is a guy that's owned in 13% of leagues that has been super hot for Detroit. He's gone 8 for 19 with 6 runs, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, and he has a 421 average. And then old reliable guy that actually come up and been feeling really good is Joey Votto. I know a lot of people were talking about. We
were talking about him. Yeah, he had fallen a couple times over close to you, but he went before you picked him.
Yep. And then Joey Votto right now is 7 for 23 with 6 runs, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and a 304 average.
Yeah,
so he's really been lighting it up.
But I think you were looking at Duhar. I think because Votto fell so low.
Yeah,
Votto fell right.
Yeah. But then again, he's getting up there.
The average wasn't.
Nope.
Yeah.
But let's put it like this: he's still only owned in 75% of leagues. That means in a quarter of leagues, he's still on the waiver wire. So that's just another player to look at. But yeah, those are just some of the top guys that come to the mind. Another guy that's been really hot just before we sign off, it's our last guy. It's a Yankee, since we're Yankee fans. Giancarlo Stanton. I know we had talked about before that I thought he could have a really comeback year, but man, he's been taking his walks. He has another RBI today, so he has 6 RBIs in 5 games. He's hitting over 400 at this moment in time.
He's locked in. Him and Judge, I feel like they've been locked in.
Yeah, but I mean Stanton even more because I think he's really struggled with adversity since he's been to New York. And I think the fans not being there to boo him has really just helped him play his game. And he's looking like the MVP that the Yankees traded for. And that's a real big upside guy as well. That's
basically Stanton can't take pressure.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, let's just put it like this. He's finally getting it going. And I'm happy that he gets it going before they come back.
We touched on all teams from all over the place. I know we're Yankee fans. We've been getting a little flack.
We are not Yankee fans.
I apologize.
No, we are Yankee fans.
You two.
So it's more than just Yankee fans here. We're baseball fans all around. We definitely try to touch on players from all over the league, and so it's good to get a little Yankee update. But there's definitely updates on all players and all teams. Thanks for the correction, Ricky. Thanks for the correction.
Absolutely. And lastly, I just want to say thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and subscribe so we can keep getting you the information you need to lead yourself to the championships this year. Right now, in first place everywhere. Ricky knows that he fears my team and he's trying to get some offense to compete. And we'll document the beating I'll put on his team all year long.
Oh, right, you can't end it with saying something like that.
He leaves. He said he's going to lose first place today, and I'm coming back. He already sees it. My pitching is stellar.
First place.
David, my pitcher is stellar.
He had
first place.
Buy me a home run, please.
Less than 24 hours, he had first place.
This will be happening all season long, guys. So definitely stay tuned. You'll be getting more Ricky and Taco kind of going at it, especially since they're in a couple of leagues together. And football's right around the corner. Basketball started today, so we'll be covering some of that. Yeah, so we appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Definitely do come back, and we'll definitely touch on some of those top players that you maybe should drop, those hidden gems, and then some of those guys that are maybe still on the wire. I think you guys did a good job in covering some of those, and hopefully you guys will come back and check us out for that.
All right, man.